Welcome to the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. I'm Blanca, and this is the host of our show, Bimal Shah, CEO of Raj Parth Achievers. How are you today, Bimal?
Great. Awesome. How are you, Blanca? And thank you for having me in the show.
It is my pleasure and honor. I truly believe that this time with you, this webcast, everybody should set your alarm clocks for this show. If you do one show and you really focus and engage, I want everybody to ask questions because this is where you're going to get a lot of the answers that you at least need. So, Bimal, what's the topic of the day?
So we're going to talking about prospecting and sales, hiring salespeople, because that's one of the biggest costs for a business owner is prospecting. Because you have to prospect, you get very little time to work on the business, and many a times because you have to do all the sales, it also results in sometimes operation issues, customer service, and things like that. So having a really good salesperson in your team can take out the prospecting aspect from you and allow you to focus on the business. So today it's about hiring salespeople.
Oh, well said. Well, I think a lot of people I think the constant challenge is that that's a sign of scaling up when you hire, right?
Right.
And what's your philosophy on the best payment mechanism? Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they can't afford the full-time salary and the benefits. So they're going to start looking for the commission only. Are you in favor of the commission salesperson for someone's team?
So it works in different ways for different industries. So I can tell you there are three things that attract salespeople. Okay. So one is the company and the product itself. So a really good salesperson would, get attracted to, okay, what you have to sell is really valuable. This is something I can do. And it makes a difference to the people that I'm selling to. The second is they need a system. Okay, so the salespeople, because many companies do not have a system in place to generate sales, and okay, you come in, you do what needs to be done, and just go out there and prospect, get me some clients, and I'll pay you some commissions. Even if you just offer commission only, if there is no system in place to generate leads and convert them into sales, the salespeople won't be attracted to it. So very, very important that you build a sales system. And then there is ongoing scalability for a salesperson, where there's increased commission levels depending on new growth and new milestones that they set. And it's a combination for many. For sometimes, it's a salary plus commission. Some companies commission only does work because they have everything set in place. The system is there, the metrics are there, the formula is there, the song is there, and everybody's saying the same tongue, and everybody needs to pitch the same way. And then just people come in, do the work, get paid. So it depends on how the company is set up. Now, what we do is we come in and I built a system just for that. It's called the sales epidemiology, which means that, in scientific terms, it means it's a science of mystery, epidemiology. And so the sales is a mystery to many companies. So what I've done is I've broken it down into 3 tiers where we would hire 3 salespeople for a flat fee for a company. And we would build the sales system and we would work with the company for a period of 90 days to make sure they achieve the goals that they set in sales. So, after that, they have system in place that works, and then they can just take it with them and just run with it. They can scan the QR code and start the next steps on the system.
That is incredible strategy. Incredible.
Yeah.
So an entrepreneur could start off with a commission basis, but part of the key is to have the backbone of process to guide that salesperson. Now,
Absolutely.
How extensive does that backbone have to be? Do you recommend video training? Do you recommend weekly seminars? How long? What does that process look like to train the salesperson?
So it depending, again, it depends on the company and the product and the service. Okay. The more complex the product is, it requires a combination of everything, where you require weekly trainings, products, information, because if the product requires a lot of knowledge, you require a lot of training. And if the product is simple, and it requires more of a sales training where you have to understand how to sell. That's a different kind of training that can be done through role play, which is, taking role play and doing role play, going out there and making sure that they can sell. So what I'd like to do is get the definition of selling. One of the things I do in the sales epistemology is that I train them on closing in one appointment or making the shortest sales cycle. Because if your sales cycle is too long, let's say if it takes you 6, 7, 8 meetings to close, you may pass, 3, 6, 9 months before you make the client. So if you are able to close deals in less than 1 to 3 meetings, you can actually make more money. So that's one of the things that I train. So selling is getting people emotionally connected and intellectually engaged in a future result that's good for them and get them emotionally committed to taking actions to achieve that future result. So that's what it takes to sell. And that's one of the things that I train in helping them close in one appointment. That's one of the workshops I have too. So if they scan it, they can learn how to close quickly.
That is a powerful, powerful tool that every entrepreneur needs. And I want to say good morning to Camille Robb, one of our prestigious Laws of Life networkers, providing cell phone service but feeding the hungry at the same time. If you haven't met Camille, Bimal, you should definitely connect. Camille's also a founder of Project Lifehouse. And her question is, how is this? I guess the question is this just for big companies?
No, it can be even for small entrepreneurs just starting out. Like when I started out my business, I hired my first assistant 2 months into the business. That helped me become rookie and, even get honored in Time Magazine and Sports Illustrated. So hiring can free up your time. So it's not just for big companies. It could be your first salesperson that you hire. It could be your first commission-only person that you want to hire. And commission-only, what attracts commission-only people is that they need a system in place to make $100,000 a year. If you can show, and prove that here's a step-by-step, process for you to make $100G in the first year, you can attract the right commission-only salespeople as well.
So you think that's the number. But I think the challenge is some of the smaller entrepreneurs haven't reached that goal yet. So if they themselves are not making 100, how realistic is it that the salesperson will?
Well, then they should first get to that number.
So they need to get to that first. So
yeah, I would say they need to get 2 or 3 times that number before, at least twice that number, so they can learn how they're doing it themselves. If they're at 200,000, then that's a possibility where they can bring in some salesperson. And if they want to get to that number, I have workshops for solopreneurs and, things that I do that can help them get to the first million. I have a whole process, get to your first million. The first million is the hardest.
Yes, it is. So tell us about one of those programs, because we all want to get to our first million. So what would that look like?
So it's a month-by-month training and connection workshop with entrepreneurs in the similar phase where we help them, step by step, build it up to the first million in their own business. So this is not another scheme for making money or anything. It is in your business, where you generate sales for your own business and learn how to get to the first million in your own business.
That's amazing. And where can they register for that type of event, Bimal?
So if they go scan the QR code and they go to the events page, there's all kinds of events there, that they can do. So right now the QR code, I put all the links and all the events there, so they can browse through and scan through all the resources. Many of them are free that you can use to grow your business to the next level.
It's really extraordinary, all of the tools. So if somebody works with you, they're attending workshops, but then they're also doing homework on their own to meet the quote unquote homework of the course?
So there is 2 parts to it. One is, when they come in the workshop, they're actually doing the work. And afterwards, they also have some work that they need to get done. So it depends on the individual. So some businesses, when they come in the workshop, they get the idea, they can run with it and they can implement it. If they want to work with me, I kind of go in the kitchen and cook with them, means that I give a hand-in-hand opportunity to work with them and build it up. So if some business owners want to work after the workshop, with me, then I can work with them and do the work with them. So then it depends on the homework is necessarily that they have to do homework. There could be in certain areas they may have to do it. In certain areas, it's just they have to execute.
I understand. Well, that's fantastic. There's such a wide variety. So, what is your number one law of business breakthrough in with respect to finding the right salesperson?
Sales. Sell all leads, easy solutions. SALES.
I love it.
So you got to come up with an easy solution. The more complex you make it for the customer, the more difficult it makes them to buy. So come up with an easy solution that they can come into your world very easily and start the first step. Once they're in the door, once they're in, your space, you can walk them through step by step on, providing other products and services.
That's good advice. And when you say make it easy, would you say that giving payment plans to customers is one way to make it easy? And what's your opinion on that?
So, easy means a compelling, irresistible offer. Okay.
Nice.
So it should be an irresistible offer where they don't have to think much about starting the journey. You have to position what they have to do with you as a journey, not as an end product that once they buy, they're done. So to begin the journey with you, what's the easiest first step they can take? And what's the first step they need to take? And make them take that first step, let them experience the result. And then once they experience the result, you can have all kinds of resources on what to do next, whether it's a payment plan, whether it's a structure, whether it's, one-time payment, whatever. So.
That's wonderful. And I want to thank you, Camille, for your question. It looks like your question was answered, but if you have any other questions, let us know. I want to thank Nick Williams for watching. Madeline Martorella, thank you for watching. And remember, when you watch a Laws of Life webcast, it's your opportunity to ask questions and to really connect with Bimal. This is your chance. So I appreciate all the questions that were asked this morning. And final thought, Bimal?
Yeah. So I would like to throw out, who has one more great question to ask, because, I'm going to offer a book to that individual. So because the world belongs to people who ask great questions.
Ooh. I think the world belongs to people like you that come up with good laws and quotes like that. You've got a mine of these diamonds, of these incredible laws of business breakthroughs. So far we've had one question from Camille. This is, I guess, last question, going once, going twice, to win the book of the day. Does anyone else have any additional questions? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. So Bimal, who's the winner of the book today?
Well, it will be Camille.
All right, Camille, congratulations. You're going to want to private message Bimal on his Facebook or email him and connect with him so that he can mail you a copy of his book. And what's the name of the book, Bimal?
The Business Accelerator, Part 1 of 13, where, walk you through resolving your biggest challenge.
All right. Well, we're very grateful to you, Bimal, for the wisdom and the generosity that you teach us every day with your laws of business breakthroughs. And I want to thank everyone out there for watching. Join us.
We have one more question from Camille itself. So how long will it take you to get to 1 million? The journey and the process is entirely up to you. There is no set time. Some people take years and years, and some people take decades. So it is entirely your resource. One of the things that I tell, start with the people, the list of customers that can make the journey the shortest. Because let's say if you're going to sell $100 product, you need, 10,000 people to get to 1 million. So how long will it take you to get 10,000 customers? If you're going to sell $1,000 product, you need $1,000 customers. So it depends on, okay, first let me make a list of my ideal prospects, and I have a tool. If you scan the QR code, instead of the QR code, if you're really excited on getting 1 million, scan the QR code, and there's a link there, 5-star prospects. Go in there and answer the questions, and we will help you build a list of your ideal 5-star prospects that you can convert into customers that will make the journey to the 1 million the shortest and the fastest.
Let's do it, guys. Let's go to this tool, take a picture of that QR code, go to 5-star prospects, and I will also do a personal email intro of you to Camille right now after the show is over, because I believe that's also important. I want to thank you again, Bimal Shah, host of the Laws of Business Breakthroughs. You are a true leader, and we appreciate your support and leadership.
Thank you. Thank you, Blanca.
You're so welcome.